The hospital waiting room smelled like antiseptic and fear. I sat in a plastic chair, hands folded in my lap, waiting. My brother David was inside. Kidney failure, stage 5, dialysis 3 times a week, on the transplant list for 2 years, no matches, running out of time. His wife Amanda sat across from me, designer purse, perfect hair, expression like she'd smelled something rotten. "You shouldn't have come," she said. Not quietly, loud enough that other families looked over. "He's my brother." "You're not family anymore. Not really. Not after you chose to be a— what do you even call yourself? A waitress?" "I'm a hospice nurse." "Same thing. Service work. Dead-end job. David doesn't need you here. We have real support. From successful people." I didn't respond. Just sat there. Waiting. The doctor emerged. Dr. Sarah Kim, nephrologist. She looked tired. "Martinez family?" Amanda stood. "That's us. How is he?" "Can we speak privately? All of you." Dr. Kim looked at me. "You're David's sister?" "Yes. Come with us." We followed her to a consultation room. Small, sterile, 3 chairs. Dr. Kim pulled up David's chart on her tablet. "David's kidney function is at 9%. He needs a transplant urgently. The waiting list is 3 to 5 years. He doesn't have that long." Amanda grabbed David's hand. He looked pale, weak, scared. "What are our options?" Amanda asked. "Living donor, someone close to David. Family is the best match. We've tested his parents already. Neither is compatible. That leaves siblings." Dr. Kim looked at me. "I'd like to test you, see if you're a match. If you are, we can move forward with transplant surgery within weeks instead of years." Amanda laughed. Actually laughed. "Her? You want her to donate?" "If she's a match, yes." "We're not accepting charity from failures. David has connections, successful friends, people who've actually made something of their lives. We'll find a donor from them." Dr. Kim's expression didn't change. "Mrs. Martinez, kidney donation requires tissue compatibility. Success and social status don't determine medical matches. Biology does." "Then test his friends. Test our social circle, not her." "We can test anyone willing, but statistically, siblings have the highest compatibility rate. I strongly recommend we start there." I stood up. "Test me. I'll do it." "You will not," Amanda said. "David, tell her we don't want this." David looked at me, at his wife, at the doctor. "Amanda, if she's a match, she's a failure. We don't accept help from people like her. It's embarrassing." Dr. Kim spoke quietly, firmly. "This is a medical decision, not a social one. David, do you consent to your sister being tested as a potential donor?" "Yes. Test her." Amanda's face went red. "David!" "I'm dying, Amanda. I don't care about embarrassment. I care about living." Dr. Kim nodded. "I'll order the tests. We'll know within a week if you're a match." That was 3 weeks ago. Today I'm back in that hospital, in a different room, getting different news. News that made Amanda go completely silent. If you've ever been called a failure by someone who later needed you, stay with me until the end. Your support means everything to me. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Would you still help someone who looked down on you? Let's talk about it. Now, back to my story. My name is Rebecca Martinez. I'm 34 years old. My brother David is 36, 2 years older, and for most of our lives, we were close. We grew up in San Diego, middle-class family. Our dad was a contractor. Mom was a dental hygienist. We weren't rich. We weren't poor. We were comfortable. David was always the ambitious one. Straight A's, student government, business club. He wanted success, wanted money, wanted status. I was different. I wanted to help people. Became a candy striper at 15. Volunteered at nursing homes. Knew from early on I wanted to work in healthcare. David went to USC business degree, got recruited by a tech startup, worked 80-hour weeks, climbed the ladder, made 6 figures by 25. I went to community college, got my nursing degree, started in general care, eventually specialized in hospice, helping people die with dignity, helping families cope with loss. David thought my career choice was wasteful. You're smart enough for med school. Why stop at nursing? Because nursing is what I want to do. It's a service job. You're limiting yourself. I'm helping people in their most vulnerable moments. That's not limiting. That's meaningful. He didn't get it. To David, success meant titles and salaries and corner offices. My work didn't fit that definition. Then he met Amanda at a tech industry conference. She worked in venture capital, money, power, connections, everything David valued. They dated for a year, got engaged, had a wedding that cost more than I made in 2 years. I was invited, barely, seated with distant relatives in the back. At the reception, Amanda's father gave a toast. David is joining a family of winners, people who've made their mark. We're proud to welcome someone who shares our values. Winners. As if the rest of us were losers by default. After the wedding, David and I drifted. He was busy building his career, networking, making money. I was working night shifts, sitting with dying patients, holding their hands in their final hours. Different worlds, different priorities, different lives. We'd see each other at family holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, brief conversations, surface-level updates, nothing deep, nothing real. Amanda made it worse. She'd ask about my job with this sympathetic tone. Still doing hospice care? That must be so depressing. Have you thought about doing something more uplifting? Uplifting. Like my work was bringing me down. Like helping people die peacefully wasn't valuable. 3 years ago, David got sick. Started feeling tired. Shortness of breath, swelling in his ankles. Went to the doctor. Kidney disease, genetic, progressive, no cure. He tried to manage it, changed his diet, took medications, did everything right. But it got worse. His kidneys were failing. Slowly, inevitably. 2 years ago, he started dialysis. 3 times a week, 4 hours per session. Hooked up to a machine that filtered his blood because his kidneys couldn't anymore. He went on the transplant list, waited, hoped, prayed for a deceased donor match. None came. Amanda threw herself into fundraising, charity events, awareness campaigns. She was good at it, raised money for kidney disease research, got David's story in the news. Tech executive fights for his life. But she didn't ask me for help, didn't even tell me how bad it had gotten. I found out from our mother 6 months into his dialysis. Why didn't anyone tell me? I asked Mom. Amanda said they had it handled, that they didn't want to burden you with it. Burden me, as if caring about my brother was a burden. I called David. I just heard about the kidneys. Why didn't you tell me? Amanda thought it was better to keep it within our immediate circle. You know, people who understand this kind of crisis. I'm a nurse. I understand medical crises better than most people. Different kind of understanding. Business contacts, resources, connections that can help. I'm your sister. I know. But Amanda's handling this. She's got it under control. Under control. Until his kidney function dropped to 12%, then 9%. Until the doctors said he had months, maybe weeks. That's when Mom called me, crying, desperate. They're out of options. David needs a transplant. They've tested everyone. No matches. Would you test? Would you see if you're compatible? Of course. Why didn't they ask me before? Amanda doesn't want charity from... Mom stopped. Couldn't finish. From failures. She doesn't want charity from failures. Rebecca, I didn't say that. You didn't have to. I know what she thinks of me. But I went anyway. To the hospital. To offer, to see if I could save my brother's life. The compatibility testing was extensive. Blood work, tissue typing, cross-matching, checking for antibodies, making sure my body wouldn't reject his kidney, making sure his body wouldn't reject mine. I went through every test, answered every question, sat through every appointment. Amanda was there for some of them. Silent, disapproving, making it clear she didn't want this. One day, in the waiting room, she sat next to me. You know this is unnecessary. We have other options. Like what? David's business partner offered to be tested, his college roommate, people who are actually successful, who've made something of themselves. And are any of them a match? Not yet. but we're still testing people. Good. Test everyone. But I'm his best chance. You know that. You're a hospice nurse. You work with dying people. Maybe you're comfortable with death. We're not. We're fighters. We don't give up. I don't give up either. I fight for my patients every single day. Just because they're dying doesn't mean I've given up on them. It means I'm helping them die with dignity, with peace, with as little pain as possible. That's giving up, accepting defeat. We don't accept defeat in our family. I'm trying to save David's life. How is that accepting defeat? She didn't answer, just walked away. 2 weeks after the initial tests, Dr. Kim called me. "Rebecca, can you come in? I have your results." I went alone. Didn't tell David or Amanda. Just wanted to hear the news first, process it, decide what to do. Dr. Kim smiled when she saw me. "You're a match, a very good match. 6-point compatibility. That's excellent." 6-point? Out of 6 possible markers, you match on all of them. That's rare. That's the best possible outcome. If you're willing to donate, we can move forward with surgery. Soon. I'm willing. Completely willing. When can we do this? We need to do more tests. Make sure you're healthy enough for surgery. Make sure the donation won't harm you long term. But if everything checks out, we could operate within a month. A month. David could have a functioning kidney in a month. Could stop dialysis. Could get his life back. What do I need to do? More blood work, imaging, psychological evaluation. We need to make absolutely sure you understand the risks, that you're making this decision freely, that no one's pressuring you. No one's pressuring me. My brother needs a kidney. I have 2. I can give him 1. It's not that simple. Donation is major surgery. There are risks, infection, bleeding, complications. Long term, you'll be living with 1 kidney. That comes with its own considerations. I understand. I'm a nurse. I know what I'm signing up for. Good. Let's get started. Over the next 2 weeks, I did every test, every scan, every evaluation. I was healthy, strong, perfect candidate. The psychologist asked me repeatedly, "Are you sure you want to do this? Are you being coerced? Do you feel obligated?" I'm sure. I'm not being coerced. I'm choosing this. My brother is dying. I can save him. That's not an obligation. That's a gift. Meanwhile, Dr. Kim had told David and Amanda the news. I was a match. Perfect match. Surgery could happen soon. David called me. "You're really a match?" "Yes." "And you're willing to donate?" "Of course. You're my brother." Silence. Then, "Thank you. I don't know what to say. Thank you." "You don't have to say anything. Just get better." Amanda didn't call, didn't text, didn't acknowledge it at all. 3 weeks after my test results, Dr. Kim scheduled a meeting. David, Amanda, me, and her, to discuss surgery plans, timing, recovery, what to expect. We all sat in that consultation room again. Dr. Kim pulled up scans, charts, explained the procedure. "We'll remove Rebecca's left kidney. It's the standard donor kidney. We'll transplant it into David. If everything goes well, David's body will accept the new kidney, start filtering his blood. He'll be off dialysis within days." David looked at me. "This is really happening." "It's really happening," Amanda finally spoke. "What are the risks? To David?" "Standard surgical risks. Infection, rejection. But David's young, healthy otherwise. His chances are excellent. With Rebecca as the donor, a 6-point match, rejection risk is minimal." "And to her?" "Rebecca will have 1 kidney instead of 2. She'll need to be monitored, avoid certain medications, stay hydrated. But people live full, healthy lives with 1 kidney. She'll be fine. What if she has complications? What if we do this surgery and it fails?" "There's always risk. But the alternative is David stays on dialysis until a deceased donor becomes available. That could be years. He might not have years." Amanda looked at me. "Why are you doing this?" "He's my brother." "You haven't been close in years. Why now?" "Because he needs me. That's enough. Is it guilt? Do you feel bad about your career choices? About being a failure? Is this your way of proving you're worth something? The room went cold. Dr. Kim's expression hardened. David looked at Amanda, shocked. Amanda. It's a valid question. She's giving up a kidney. There must be a reason. Guilt makes sense. She sees you, successful, accomplished, and herself, stagnant, going nowhere, and wants to feel valuable. This is her chance. I stayed calm. You think I'm doing this for validation? I think people don't give up organs for nothing. You want something. What is it? I want my brother to live. There has to be more. Recognition? Gratitude? Do you want us to owe you? Is that it? Dr. Kim interrupted. Mrs. Martinez, living donation is one of the most selfless acts a person can perform. Rebecca has undergone extensive psychological evaluation. She's doing this for the right reasons, to save her brother's life. With all due respect, doctor, you don't know our family dynamics. You don't know the resentment Rebecca must feel. Watching David succeed while she settled for a service job, this is her way of evening the score. I stood up. I'm done. If you don't want the kidney, I'll leave. David can wait for a deceased donor, or find one of your successful friends to be a match. I'm not doing this to even scores or get validation. I'm doing it because I love my brother, but I won't be insulted for offering. David grabbed my hand. Rebecca, wait, please. Amanda, stop. Just stop. She's saving my life. Why does it matter why? It matters because we'll owe her. Forever. She'll hold this over us. I gave you a kidney. Every family gathering, every argument, every time she wants something. She's never asked us for anything. Not once in 10 years. Why would she start now? Because this is different. This is life and death. This gives her power over us. I pulled my hand away. I don't want power. I don't want gratitude. I don't want anything except for you to stop dying. But if accepting my kidney is too humiliating for you, fine. I'll walk away. I headed for the door. Dr. Kim called after me. Rebecca, wait. I stopped. Didn't turn around. David, do you want this transplant? From your sister? Yes. Absolutely yes. Amanda, you're not the patient. You don't have a vote. This is David's decision. David's life. If he wants the kidney, the surgery happens. Amanda stood up. Fine. Take her kidney. But don't expect me to be grateful. Don't expect me to pretend this makes her some kind of hero. She's doing the bare minimum. What any sibling should do. Then why didn't you ask me sooner? I turned around. Faced her. Why wait until he was at 9% kidney function? Why not ask me a year ago, 2 years ago? Because we don't need charity from failures. I'm a hospice nurse. I help people die with dignity. I ease pain. I comfort families. I make impossible situations slightly less impossible. That's not failure. That's purpose. That's meaning. Just because I don't make 6 figures or have a corner office doesn't mean my life is worthless. You're wasting your potential. I'm using my potential exactly how I choose, and right now, I'm choosing to save my brother, despite you, despite your judgment, despite everything you've said, because he's my brother, and he deserves to live. Amanda went silent, actually silent. No comeback, no insult, nothing. Dr. Kim spoke into the quiet. Surgery is scheduled for 2 weeks from today. Rebecca, continue your pre-op appointments. David, same for you. We'll see you both then. The 2 weeks before surgery were a blur. More tests, pre-op appointments, consultations, preparation. David called me every few days. Are you sure about this? Really sure? I'm sure. Amanda's been difficult. I noticed. She's scared. She doesn't handle fear well. She lashes out. She called me a failure, multiple times, to my face. I know, I'm sorry. She's wrong. You're not a failure. You're incredible. You're saving my life. I'm giving you a kidney, that's all. It's not all, it's everything. The night before surgery, Mom came to my apartment, brought dinner, sat with me. Are you scared? She asked. A little. It's major surgery, but I'm more worried about David. What if his body rejects it? What if something goes wrong? Dr. Kim says you're a perfect match. It'll work. But what if it doesn't? Then you did everything you could. That's all anyone can ask. Amanda thinks I'm doing this for attention, for validation. Amanda's an idiot. You're doing this because you have a good heart, because you love your brother. Don't let her poison this. Surgery day arrived. I checked into the hospital at 5 a.m., got prepped, changed into a gown, started an IV, signed consent forms. David was in the room next door. Same process, same preparation. 2 siblings, about to give and receive the gift of life. Dr. Kim came to see me before they took me to the OR. How are you feeling? Ready, nervous, but ready. You're doing an amazing thing. I want you to know that. Living donors are heroes. You're giving your brother years of life he wouldn't have otherwise. I'm just giving him a kidney. You're giving him everything. His wife doesn't see it, but I do. The nurses do. Your brother does. You're a hero. They wheeled me to the operating room. Bright lights, cold air, surgical team prepping. The anesthesiologist placed a mask over my face. Count backward from 10. 10, 9, 8. Darkness. I woke up in recovery, groggy, sore. A nurse checking my vitals. How do you feel? Like someone took my kidney. She smiled. That's accurate. Surgery went well. Your brother's in recovery too. The kidney is functioning. Everything looks good. Relief flooded through me. It worked. He'd be okay. Over the next 3 days, I stayed in the hospital. Recovery, pain management, walking, getting stronger. David was 2 floors down. I wasn't allowed to visit yet. Too early post-op. But the nurses gave me updates. He's doing great. Kidney started functioning immediately. Best case scenario. On day 4, they let me see him. I walked slowly down the hallway, sore, careful, into his room. He was sitting up, color back in his face, looking more alive than I'd seen him look in months. Rebecca. He started crying. Thank you so much. You're welcome. The kidney's working. My creatinine levels are normal. They're taking me off dialysis. I'm going to live. I know. That's the plan. I can't believe you did this. After everything. After how Amanda treated you, you still did it. Of course I did. You're my brother. Amanda walked in, saw me. Her expression was unreadable. Not hostile, not friendly, just blank. How are you feeling? She asked me, stiff, formal. Sore, but okay. The surgery went well. So I heard. Silence, awkward, heavy. Then Amanda did something unexpected. She sat down, looked at me, really looked at me. I need to say something, and I need you to let me finish. Okay? I was wrong about everything. I judged you for your career, called you a failure, acted like you were beneath us. And then you saved David's life, gave him your kidney, asked for nothing in return. You're not a failure. You're the opposite. You're exactly what David needed, what we both needed. Someone who cares about people more than status, more than success, more than appearances. I'm sorry for all of it. You're a better person than I am, than we are. I didn't know what to say. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect her to admit she was wrong. Thank you for saying that. I mean it. I've been thinking a lot. During the surgery, after, about what matters. David almost died. And the person who saved him was the person I looked down on. The person I called a failure. That says a lot about my priorities, about what I value. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Apology accepted. Can we start over? Can I try to be a better sister-in-law? We can try. David watched this exchange, relief on his face. Thank you both. For this. For trying. 6 months later, I'm back at work, hospice nursing, sitting with patients in their final days, helping families say goodbye, doing the work I love. David's kidney is functioning perfectly. He's off all dialysis, back to work, back to his life, healthy, strong, grateful. Amanda and I aren't close, but we're cordial. She texts sometimes, asks how I'm doing, sends thank you messages on random days. Thinking about what you did, still grateful. She's trying. That's enough. Last week, David called. "Rebecca, I need to tell you something." "What's wrong?" "Nothing's wrong. Everything's right. Amanda and I are pregnant. We're having a baby." "That's amazing." "The doctor said if I'd stayed on dialysis much longer, I wouldn't have been healthy enough to have kids. Your kidney didn't just save my life. It gave me a future, a family, everything I wanted." "I'm happy for you. We're naming her Rebecca, if that's okay. We want her to know who gave her father life, who gave us this chance." I cried. Happy tears, proud tears, grateful tears. That's more than okay. That's perfect. My brother needed my kidney to live. His wife called me a failure, said we don't accept charity from people like you. Then the doctor told them I'm his only match. Perfect match, 6-point compatibility. Amanda went silent. Had to face the fact that the failure she looked down on was the only person who could save her husband. And I did save him. Not for gratitude, not for validation, not to prove anything, because he's my brother. And love doesn't require credentials. Success doesn't make you worthy of saving. Being human does. Amanda learned that, the hard way, but she learned it. And David learned that the sister he'd drifted from, the one he'd dismissed as limited, as settling, as wasting potential. That sister gave him everything, his life, his future, his child. Sometimes the people we look down on are the ones who lift us up, literally, medically, completely. I'm a hospice nurse. I work with dying people. I ease pain. I provide comfort. I help families navigate impossible grief. I'm not a failure. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, doing exactly what I'm meant to do. And when my brother needed me, I was there, with the skills, the compassion, and yes, the kidney. That's not failure. That's purpose. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.